Good morning, everyone. It's your boy Tommy here. We are live. Happy Monday. Anyone hit those dunks on exhibition? I'm struggling over here, but nonetheless, Bowtie, what up? Henry, what up? Santiago, what up? How was everybody's weekend? Hope everyone is well. So low key, a pretty decent week, guys. CVids, what up? Pretty decent week on releases. We got a few low key things. So I want to do this. I want to start doing this every week where we pick a day. Sunday's not good for me. But maybe Saturday or Monday where we kind of just chop it up about the releases that are coming up. Maybe some questions about things we don't normally discuss, like AYCD or Kylan or something like that. We don't usually discuss those during the live stream, only because we're so focused on getting set up and kind of hitting, the releases that we're going for. So I think that this would be a little bit beneficial, where it's kind of like an open question and answer. But so tomorrow we have Polaroid Dunks. I don't know if they're going to release. Let me just double check. I know they're coming out on sneakers. No, I'm just not sure whether or not they're going to be releasing on Shopify. Nice. Nice. Yeah, Jimmy Jazz released the GS6s this morning at 10. And shockingly, that was it. There was a SNK put up Checkpoint, but released some Marina lows, and then Exhibition decided to restock these cider dunks. And even though I was already going for them, I already have a task group set up. Hold on. Well, that's not right. Oh, it messed me up. Okay. I unplugged my monitor to hook up another computer, and I guess it changed the settings. So then this would be, hold on. Okay. All right. So yeah, I was running for them already, and they didn't do anything. They stayed just like this. I've been running for these since Saturday. Or nothing. Midas Gold Dunks on Foot Locker. Those tanked. They tanked. I hit them on Nike, and they're like, what, 120 right now? Very disappointing. Very disappointing. But, all right, so let's go over, let's see. I want to see where these Polaroid Dunks are releasing at. Guys, if you just joined, smash that like button. Let's run it up. Let's start this stream off right. Subscribe, turn on post notifications. Yeah, I know, because I can't run preload mode, just spams. Wait a minute. This goes to waiting for restock anyways, but regardless, it wouldn't pick up if I was running safe. No, but I didn't know that. So I left this on all weekend, but it should have still picked up. There should have been no reason it didn't pick up, regardless if I was running safe or not. I guess you're right, because my automation tasks were stuck on waiting for restock that were on safe mode too. So I guess you're right. Buck. Oh well. They'll restock again. But hold on, let me just check. I doubt we'll see many Shopify sites drop these. Kith is a good candidate. Nope, it doesn't look like anything. Extra Butter's doing an in-store. I saw that on Instagram, but that's it. That's going to be it for tomorrow. Run fast, no preload even. Look at Mac checkout feeds. It's all just fast mode. Is it? So just completely blank with nothing. Okay. I appreciate that. All right, so tomorrow is I'll be live at 9:15. There really isn't much setup. I'm going to be running used sneakers. I have 24 accounts there that I'll be running. Oh, they hit a decent amount too. 24 accounts I'll be running on used sneakers tomorrow for the Polaroid Dunks. And then what I'll do is we'll probably set up automations for just in case a Shopify site decides to restock. I'm surprised Kith isn't dropping. They normally drop those. They normally drop all the heat. You're running Midas on Foot Locker. I gotta be honest with you. I didn't like the prices last time I checked. They're recovering a little bit, but after tomorrow they'll go right back down again. You run sauce, right, Rod? Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I mean I'll run Midas's. Let me ask you guys a question. Does Slash work on Foot Locker? Because I heard people were getting away with running privacy on Foot Locker. I've never been able to check out with privacy ever on Foot Locker. So I'm confused as to how people are making that happen. Might try live for local host capability. I think live or really good resis for restocks that last like this, where you can get throttled, is the best. Slash works on everything. Right. I'm not saying that it doesn't check out. I'm saying, does it get canned? Does it stick? Right, I know. All even privacy is all MasterCard too. They stopped running Visa. Um I have old Visa cards that I may have some that I haven't used yet. Because regardless with privacy every month, I max out my cards even if I don't use them. I put them as unused. I meant to say live servers. You can run localhost. Oh, can you? I think my 10x server. I don't think it's banned either. My 10x server, I can hit Easy Supply up on Chrome. Oh, I was banned on Easy Supply on my local yesterday. I forgot about that. Okay, I'm not banned anymore. These ugly things here. So we got these releasing on the 7th. Yeah, Leaf Fast seems to be the only proxy I can run consistently for a long time at really low delays without getting throttled. Because I ran exhibition and all my ISPs got throttled after a few minutes. And of course, now that it's working, they're not restocking anymore. So, but we'll see. Automations just picked up again. Wait a minute. Oh, they just restocked again. Well, I'm gonna run. I don't like the way my screen setup is now. It's all fucked up. Where what? What is where? All right, so Polaroids tomorrow, Wednesday. I know that there's Paisley's releasing this week on Jimmy Jazz. Let's see what we have. One checkout from Mech on this restock. We have dunk highs on the 6th. Those are probably going to be bricks though. And then we also have Jimmy Jazz releasing the Paisley dunk lows on the 6th as well. Exhibitions restocking the cider dunks. So Paisley's on the 6th. Then we have the LeBron Low Palmers, which is lunch money. And then we have on the 7th the Union Dunk Low worldwide release. Now that's going to be releasing on sneakers. I'm assuming that they should release on some Shopify. I saw a bunch of raffles went out. I'm not quite sure what the... Let's see, hold on. Does anyone know if they're going to be releasing on Shopify or is it just going to be raffles and sneakers? We'll find out. We will find out. You said you're running your sneakers tomorrow. Do you have any sneakers tips? Been trying to run a sneakers module on Toru. I do. I actually have a video on... I have a video on it. On my setup and how to set up Nike accounts and what works for me. It's in my... If you look at my videos, there's a video that says stop taking L's on Nike and sneakers. Watch that video. That'll show you what I do to each account to set it up, the information that I put in, and how I run it. I am running you sneakers tomorrow for the dunks. Stromberg, what up? Yeah, go check it out. I think that the biggest thing with that is going to be the IP consistency. Is keeping it the same all the time. That way, I mean, because I think Nike is probably the most sophisticated when it comes down to filtering out entries and things like that. I definitely think it's definitely more sophisticated than most of the sites that we bought. Advice tips for domain change for the next drop. So, I mean, being fast is obviously going to be your main objective when you're going for a domain release. I can't even remember in the order in which I did it. I know I had some really good queue times. Yeah, I do, Nick. I do go over jigs. I know I had some really good queue times on the Union drop, like 50 seconds, I think. So I know that I clicked the link out of AK. I went to the page. I copied and pasted it, put it in mech. I pressed save and I started my mech. And then I went and I added manually. And then after that, when I was in queue for that, I went over and... But I still had... For some reason, when I'm running local host, it takes like a minute for it to settle into queue. It'll say calculating wait time for about a minute and a half, and then it'll finally give me a time. And by that time, it's like 6-7 minutes. So mech, I had about under a minute on 3 or 4 of them. And then manual was like 5 or 6 minutes. Nick, yes, that video is for Nike and sneakers only. All the information pertaining to it is for Nike and sneakers. But what was I gonna say? And then all I saw were errors after that. Once they started getting out of queue, I think one of the issues people were having was they were trying to open up the Chrome browser, before they were out of queue and they were getting a bunch of errors. Because when I switched from screen to main and I started opening up browsers, it worked flawlessly. There was absolutely no issues at all. The only thing I would have done differently is, so what I ended up doing was I started opening browsers and checking out one by one. And what ended up happening was after I got to the third one, the other ones that were out of queue, the queue session expired. So when I went in and I clicked continue to go check out, it re-queued me. So what I would have done differently is I would have opened up all the browsers and I would have hit continue on all of them. That way my queue session would have refreshed and I would have been able to check out. All my accounts would have been able to check out at that point. I think 2 or 3 of them had really bad queue times, but I would have gotten the rest for sure. There would have been no doubt about it. Because when I was done checking out, they were still in stock. So that's what I would have done differently. But mech won't flop again. I think that with the last 2 drops, they've done what they needed to do to kind of adapt to what was going on. But I don't see any issues moving forward with mech. Just made 10 accounts last week after watching that video. I start cooking more on Nike. Nike's really hard to do, man. I know somebody that we talk, we kind of touch base with each other after every Nike drop. He runs almost 100 accounts and he hits a couple pairs. I only run 23. So I was hitting consistently, but the last 3 drops I haven't hit anything. Both Panda restocks and the last drop of the Dunks, I haven't hit anything at all. Nike is rough. So Prism question, monitor delay. How do you use task proxy or different? Henry, you have to rephrase that question. Okay, so Prism question, monitor delay. Do you use task proxy or different? You can use any, here, let's throw up Prism. I'm all backwards on my screens right now, guys, so bear with me. Okay. So you're talking about here, the monitor. Is what you're saying, Henry? Boats, I would be wild to commit it to 100 pairs and hit all 100. That'll never happen. Like, absolutely never. Not even close. Because at that point, say they're dropping mids or something like that, you wouldn't run all 100 accounts. You probably run half. So you don't end up with 50 or 60 pairs of mids. Unless, you mass push mids. Yes, so you can use any proxy you want. You always want your best proxy here at Monitor. Because monitoring is going to be the proxy that picks up product, or it's going to be the proxy that tells your task that sale is live on YS. So that's going to be your most important thing, is running a decent monitor proxy. So you always want your best one there. But yeah, this is a perfect example. All my tasks are subnet, and I'm using subnet as well. So is Kodai valid? What do you mean? Kodai is okay. Kodai runs. It has a small user base. So you don't see its name out as much as someone like Valor or Mech. But yeah, Kodai does work. The only issue is Footsites is dead. I mean, this is the first dunk. Think about the releases we've had on Footsites in the past couple months. Tomorrow's dunk release is like the second one this year, maybe the third. Like actual scheduled release of a dunk. And who knows how much who knows how much stock's gonna be there. Anyone know any live cops of domain change? I just ran one on Union. It's like 2 videos back. The last Union drop, I just ran live cop, and my screen is on Mech all the way up into the checkout process. The only time I turn mech off is when I opened up my browser and started to check out. But starting your tasks, inputting link, adding to cart manually with the box that pops up, and task getting in queue is all recorded for everyone to be able to see. Absolutely, bro. No problem. Guys, don't forget the Discord is live. If you guys need more hands-on help, if you guys are struggling throughout the week on the days that I don't go live, or you have a lot of questions, you're just starting and this isn't enough, it is $10 a month. The link is in the description. You do get 24/7 help. You can open up a ticket or ask questions at any time for any reason. Servers, Gmails, proxies, tasks, bots, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of knowledge inside that Discord. But yeah, so Henry, did that answer your question? Is Prism a good starter bot? Yes and no. It's gonna depend on what you want to bot. Is it good on Shopify? No. Would I ever run it for Shopify? No, I wouldn't. Is it good for YS? Yeah, it does well on YS. Is it good on foot sites? Meh. It's not a Noble. It's not a Kylan, but does okay. I think it's definitely undervalued. For sure. Because here's the thing. This is the way that I look at it. Foot sites is dead as of now. There's no point buying a bot saying, okay, I want to run foot sites only. That's going to be my main focus, is running foot sites. So there's no, I mean, it doesn't make sense to purchase a bot based on that. And with Prism, YS is pretty much, other than foot sites, that it's good at. I wouldn't trust it with Shopify at all. I'm not saying it doesn't run. I just wouldn't trust it. What are we running for today? Aguilito, we're not doing anything. We're vibing. We're hanging out. We're chopping it up. We're chopping it up about the releases this week. I'm answering any random questions that people have on pretty much anything. Still deciding between Valor and Mech. That's a good one. Valor's really good on YS. Its Shopify module is getting better. Its Footsite module is better than Mech's. That's going to be a tough one. What software are you using to stream now? I'm asking because I want to record my screens during drop. I'm using OBS. There's a million videos on OBS on YouTube. That's the reason why I chose it. Well, not only that, and it's free as well. But it allows me to record everything. Damn, Elon bought 9.2% of Twitter. That must be nice. What did it cost him, like $10 billion? No problem. All right, sneaker news. So based on Keith Adams' video, he said unions were on the 8th. I'm hearing unions are on the 15th, the union 2s. I'm not quite sure where we're at with that, but all right, so we got these dropped. Where did these come from? These only dropped on SNK today. These just dropped on SNK. These are tomorrow. I like these. I don't think they're going to do great, though. Let's see where they're at right now. Seeing the 15th for Foot Locker. For what? No way. They're releasing. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. They're releasing the Jordan 2, the unions. Has that ever happened before? Can anyone recall Foot Locker releasing a collab? What's Ganesh good for? Ganesh is decent on YS. It's definitely not. I mean, it's definitely gone downhill from about 6 months ago. I would take Trickle over Ganesh. Yeah, but who cares? It's a union collab. I mean, GS or non-GS. Why is it 225 for GS though? $225. So what's men's 250? I thought one LA store got collabs. I'm not sure. I've never seen an online release of a collab like this on foot sites. Can you make a video on server setup? So server setup, the server's already set up when you get it. The only thing you have to do is put your IP and your password into remote desktop. Do you mean disabling, like disabling the spyware and all of that before you start? Is that what you're talking about? Do I think the twos have good resale value? Absolutely. 100%. Let's check Polaroids first and then we'll look at the twos. Oh wow, these are not doing well at all. Well, they're doing okay. So yeah, these might be a hold. I mean, they're doing okay, but they're not doing SB prices, that's for sure. Normal SB prices. Still doubling your money though, so I guess that is worth it. So 9.5. And then what was the other one? What was the other shoe we were looking at? The Union twos. So every server is different, Henry. They explain it in the email that they send you on how to disable that. Do you need help doing that? And I can show you how to do it now. Have you already done it, or do you need help doing it? There you go. There's your answer to your question on whether or not these are going to resell well. There we go. These will do very well. I like them. I don't think, for some reason, they look a lot more streamlined than the Amma ones that are coming out. They look a lot less bulkier. They don't have a picture yet. But yeah, these are going to do very well. Look, the color scheme does very well too. Like the same color scheme as those Hyper Royals. Yeah, hit me up, Henry, because the server, when they send you the email, they actually walk you step by step. And it's only two things that you have to do. You open up something, you just click disable, save, and then that's it. You're done. Joshy, that's going to depend. I'm holding mine, but if you need capital, get rid of them. Don't ever hold unless, I mean, we have a lot of heat coming up this week. I mean, we got Wave Runners next week or the week after on YS. If you need the capital at $350 a shoe, I would get rid of them. All right, so Polaroids, and then we have these too. These are going to do well also. The vintage black on the 7th. And then we also have the Dunk Low. So we're only getting one colorway, correct? Or we're getting both. Are both releasing on sneakers or just one? But they shouldn't go down in price. No way. They've already gone as far down as they're going to go. They're not going to go any further. The only issue is they're a good hold if they don't restock soon. If there's another restock this year, or it leaks out that there's another restock in a few months, they're going to stay this price. That's the only problem. Like, everyone's panic wearing their zebras right now. But so if these are the ones releasing, does that mean that the other pair was a union exclusive? Because then that means that the other pair, the price is going to go up, right? Because this is the only pair I see that's restocking. Does anyone see anyone different? Panic wearing. Yeah, they're all wearing them now. I will sell some to get some capital back and hold the other half. Exactly. I'm holding statics. I still have MX rocks. I got wave runners. I got bones. I mean, I'm an idiot when it comes to that shit. Because I get lazy. It's so much work trying to push these shoes sometimes, because it's just, reselling is definitely not what it used to be. It takes so much more work to get rid of shoes and to discipline yourself to hold until you can sell for a decent profit. Because you watch that bank account continue to go down as you're copying more shoes and they're coming in and your stacks are getting taller and taller. And then you're just like, damn, dude, should I just move these at 350 so I can get more capital? Or should I wait and hold them and sell them for 400, 425? But then you have to ask yourself if holding them for 6 months is worth $50 a pair. Is it worth losing out on $2,000-$3,000 in profit? I mean, in capital, to make 100, 200, $300, depending on how many pairs you have? It's not like before where you could buy a pair of shoes and they're five, by the time they touch down, they're already 450, 500, and you just push them. Everything can go to StockX and you could still make a living pushing everything to StockX. But on sneakers, I only see these. Yeah, I only see these. So I'm hoping that the purple pair stays in a union exclusive, because out of the two, this is the favorite for sure. So these are what, I don't even know what these are. Shacknosis is. Questions or a pass. These should do okay. These should do all right. What's dropping? Shacknosis, isn't there? I haven't seen those in 10. Now, these are interesting because if you remember correctly, they released this model last month and they sat. So I am curious. Watch it be like $500. Close. That's so crazy. I don't get it. Hold on, let me log in, guys. I want to see what sells. All right. Rather Mac. That's tough. It depends. Wrath kills AMD and Best Buy and Foot Sites, does well on YS, does well on Shopify. It's gonna depend on what you want to buy. Oh, these are atrocious shoes. These I don't get at all. How they're, oh, well, let's see how many sales we've gotten so far. They've started selling on the 28th. Not very many. Mech for YS, Wrath for everything else. There you go. That's a good way to do it. But I mean, Mech outperforms Wrath on Shopify too. Anybody who has Wrath will tell you that. I mean, they're moving somewhat, but I mean, look, size 7, they just moved that 220. What's retail? What's retail gonna be? 140 after taxes and fees, 160. So I guess this will be semi decent. I'm assuming that the black pair will be more profitable. Very obviously looking back for YS Wrath. Kind of have Wrath and hit Shopify almost every release. Yeah, but do you know that the percentage, you're definitely the minority in the percentage of that? I hadn't hit Shopify on Wrath at all. 220 fees off that. I mean, I'm not basing resell on pushing things to StockX and GOAT though. I can't. You're not gonna make money reselling to these fucking companies. Oh, has he? Okay. Because I know that they dipped. They dipped on it. Mech always stays on top of shop. And guys, if you guys are buying to push to StockX and GOAT, you have to find different avenues. You're not going to make it. I mean, if this is play for you and you're just doing this to get personals for retail, maybe make a few extra bucks on the side, that's one thing. But if you're trying to turn this into something that you do full time, it's not gonna, this is not the move. Buying this to send these here is not worth it. I rather throw my things on, because look, at the end of the day, I guarantee if you look these up on eBay, they're more than 285 or 300 for an 8.5. So why would I sell to StockX right away for 240 when I can just wait a week or maybe 2 weeks, price them decently on eBay and keep them there? Henry, no, nothing's dropping today. We're just hanging out. We're chopping it up. I have a guy that runs a private raffle Facebook. There you go. That's perfect. See, that too. I'm a part of a couple decent groups on Facebook called, one is called Laced Marketplace, and the other one is called MSX, and that's where I go first, because I can get market for the shoes there. And then after that, if that doesn't work, then I'll go to eBay and offer up. And then I hold them. I very rarely now, when I first started, I pushed a lot of pairs through GOAT and StockX, and I figured that it wasn't worth it. I had a decision. I was either going to stop reselling completely, or I was going to figure out another avenue to get rid of my shoes. eBay is 8% now. But the trick, and just be careful when you do this, is when I post on eBay, I always go about $20 or $30 higher than market, and then people will send me offers. And what I'll do is I'll message those people and I'll say, hey, listen, I'll do 360. If I have a shoe at 400, they shoot me an offer for 340. I say, listen, I'll do 360, but PayPal invoice. And about 50% of them will say, let's run it, because they have to pay taxes and shipping on eBay. So if they're hitting me up at 340, they're going to pay 360, 370 before they check out anyways. So if we go through PayPal, they take 2%. You don't pay any fees. You pay straight 360 and we're done. And you're still just as protected as you would be if we went through eBay. So that's a move that, I mean, you got to be careful. They have like paused my account a couple times for catching me and things like that. But you make so much more money. Has he only ever tried to charge back? Trying to think. No, no, they haven't charged back. One person bought something on a pre-sale and started freaking out a week after it didn't ship, and I'm like, dude, you didn't read the listing. So he freaked out. I just canceled and refunded his money. A lot of times on eBay, a seller makes an offer but doesn't pay. You have your shoe off market for like 4 days. But that's the thing. Oh, you're talking about if they, I don't know how they do that. I can't do that. If I go on eBay and I want to buy a shoe, I can't click buy it now without paying. How is it possible for people to buy your shoe and not pay? But that's what I'm saying. So if you go on eBay and I want to buy your shoes and I click buy it now, it takes me right to checkout. Is it a setting? That's fucking garbage. I've never seen that ever. I've never been able to go for a shoe and just not pay. But yeah, that happens to me too, all the time. When you make a sale listing, it legit gives you an option to make them pay right away or when they buy or not. And so that's on the seller. Okay. So then that's the, okay. Yeah, it's mandatory. I have to figure that out because sometimes people don't pay right away. Because sometimes my listing will sit for a couple days before anything. I got to look for that. PayPal banned me for doing that. eBay and PayPal, I guess, stay connected. I can no longer use PayPal now because I tried selling on the side like that. Oh, really? No way. eBay wouldn't do that. If you ship the shoe, because that just, so I shipped it to the authenticator. It was a pair of vapor waffles, white vapor waffles. I sold for $440. I shipped it, and then I got a notification saying it was coming back. And I looked, and the seller canceled the sale, and they stopped it and shipped the shoe back to me. Not the seller, I mean, not the buyer, but eBay did. The authenticators did. Now, once that shoe touches down, if eBay will pay out of their pocket before taking the money out of you. I've never had that happen. I've been on eBay almost 10 years now. Instant pay is for buy now. They make an offer, they have 4 days to pay. Usually have offers off. Okay, I'm going to try that. Because now I know they're going to take $440 out of my account because they're shipping that shoe back. But little do they know that the account, I never leave money in the accounts that's connected to PayPal or eBay. It's always in an account that I take the money out right away. So that way, if something happens, I have time to figure out what's going on before I wake up and there's $1,000 out of my account on some moron's chargeback. So the account that is hooked up to eBay is a second checking account. When the money goes in, it comes out immediately and it goes into another account. So when they try to pull that 440, there's no money there. They're not going to be able to pull it. And my bank will not allow anything to go over. Ever. Ever. They will decline me on a 25-cent stick of gum if I don't have any money in my account. Because you never know. You never know. All of a sudden, this guy charges back from 5 months ago on $1,000, $2,000 GPU, and the money comes right out of your capital account when you don't have, and you're 2 days before a drop, and now this money comes out, and now you're asked out. No, fuck that. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But yeah, I always duplicate my accounts. I always open up 2 or 3 checking accounts. PayPal has one, eBay has the other, and then even DraftKings, because I run on DraftKings too. Same thing. I just think people are shady as hell. These companies, they're just shady, dude. I will not give them free access to my money ever. But all right, so let's get back here. So we got these. These will do well. It looks like these are going to do well. It looks like the white pair is doing a little bit better. But these look like they'll do well in smaller sizes. You talked about your DraftKings on your cook group. What's your cook group? That does how I'll go. Nest. Nest. No. I put in 25 yesterday and I won 262 last night. Yeah, let me see if I can show you. But they don't always hit. That's the thing. Is I may have lost $100 the past couple days too. You know what I mean? So. But I don't know if you can see this. I'll show it to you. But that was last night. Can you? I don't know if you guys can see that. That doesn't look like it's coming in at all. But I won 100 on 170, 37, and then 1350. But then I lost 25, 35, 45, 60, 78, like 80, 85 bucks anyways. So I made like 150 bucks yesterday doing that. But it was only on $25, so maybe AK Cook Group. No, it's Nest. Nest. No, it's 7 picks, I think. Here, I'll tell you right now how many picks it was. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Yeah, it's Nest. It's the owner of Cardinal Autofill. It's the owner of Cardinal Autofill. These guys right here. This autofill. I don't know if you've seen that before. But it used to be the ultimate supreme autofill. I think Lightning has taken over now. All right, so let's get back to the releases for the week. These, what are these, golf shoes? I'm going to pass on those. There's too much other things coming out. And then we have the zebras. The zebras are holding up well. One thing about the zebras that's a good thing is that you got to wear them. You have to wear them or they're going to turn yellow. Putting them up in your closet to hold them for years and years, it's not going to work. So the pairs that are out there, they've been worn. So people are definitely looking. Look, they're decent right now. They're decent. If I was going to rent a bot to test, what do you recommend? I bought retail, but it's getting slow, so I want to get into sneakers. So Valor, you cannot rent. And again, so Junior, you have to ask yourself what you want to bot. Wrath has a wider array of sites that it's good on. You can bot AMD, you can bot Best Buy, you can bot Foot Sites, you can do Shopify, YS. Mech is better on YS and Shopify than Wrath. So personally for myself, retail's, it's not dead, but it's on its way out the door, at least at this point. I've been sitting on a 6080 for 2 weeks. I've never sat on GPUs, ever. They're gone before I can get them. I can pre-sell GPUs all week long. I just can't, I can't hit them enough. But I've been sitting on a 6070 and a 6080. No, sorry, a 6800 and a 6700. You think so, LeBron? You think they're going to brick, dude? Like brick, like beluga brick? To be honest, you may be right. I can't name anything that's come out other than the blue tints and the Oreos that have not completely bricked. All the classics have brick. The belugas, the blue tints, they're all not doing very well. Yeah, Daniel, that would definitely be considered a brick. What are they gonna retail at? 220. That means after shipping and everything, you're gonna be at 240, 250. Mining profitability went down. Is that what it was? So I'm assuming that the the market depends on mining or crypto. Is that what all of these GPUs are for? Is that what that is? Everything is down while inflation has been kicking ass. Yeah, I can see that. I'm running ACO on these from my Discord, so to be honest with you, I don't really care about any pairs to flip. These aren't, I mean, these are good, but I'm waiting on those turtle doves. Those turtle doves is definitely going to be where it's at. Those are going to be a 100% absolute full send. I'm doubling up all my bots. I'm renting out max amount of instances on mech. We're running Valor. We're getting Wrath. We're getting more servers. We're getting a few thousand daily ISPs. We are going all out on turtle doves. All out. I need as many foam runners. Yeah. But see, YS is scary. No, I don't think so, Sync. I don't think so. YS is scary on these more expensive shoes. See, the good thing about foams and slides is even if they release 1,000,000 pairs, they're going to go down in price, but they're only $60. So it doesn't really matter, right? Even if you can only make 100 or 120 per pair, you're still doubling your money. But when you spend 220 or 300 per pair to make $10 or $20, bro, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Sulfur the 16ths, if what I want to practice on. Sulfur what? The 450 sulfurs? Kino, what up? So yeah, I don't deny that these probably will break. Yeah, I got 5 pairs of statics. 54 clip. Jesus. 308. How'd you pay 308? I'm at 352 after fees and on YS. Hold on, am I lying? Hold on. Let me just make sure. What's up? I could have sworn it was 332 or 352 on waves. $329. Close enough. Only I'm at 346. Where? Where are you at? To be honest with you, I might pick up the family and go to a state with no tax just so I can get this done. I already have ISPs as DC servers. I pay for 2 bot retail. I'm just missing the shoe bot, but I want to rent and practice before I buy unbindable. So, Junior, what I would recommend is for their Zebra release, run mech. Run mech on the Zebra release. Because that way you'll get a good sense of a good Shopify, a good YS bot, right? And then, like, for instance, if you want to rent Wrath for tomorrow for the Midas Dunks or another foot site bot, and then you can run Best Buy or AMD. I mean, what would be the cost to run both? If you already have all of those things, rent both. I mean, what it'll cost to run these Zebras, it'll probably cost you, what, $50 in total? Split your resources half and half and just run it up. Throw 10 or 12 Gmails on each bot, and that's it. We'll do a setup on what's the last drop of the week before Zebras. Will probably be unions. So on the Union release, we'll do a split. We'll do the drop, and then we'll set up for zebras at the same time. So make sure to tune in on that video. We'll get you set up. And then that's it. I'm only running mech on zebras because I need the checkouts for the renewal. So I'm only running mech. I'm splitting everything down the middle. But that's it for the week, is going to be that. I do foresee some more Yeezy restocks like we did see on Saturday. They don't usually restock on the weekends. So I'm thinking Social Status, Kith, Undefeated, all those sites will drop again sometime this week. I thought it would. I would have put money on it that was going to be today at 10. But definitely going to be sometime this week. They're going to restock the sulfurs again. They're going to restock the cinders, the reflectives, because all those sites cancel to some extent. They all cancel, and they're not going to keep these shoes. But guys, if you haven't already, smash that like button for me, please. Hit subscribe, turn on post notifications. We do go live for every major drop to set up and to bot. If you're a manual user only, do have a few tips and tricks to help you out with that. Manualing Shopify is extremely difficult. But if you need more hands-on help, I do have a Discord that's open. It's $10 a month. We do have 24/7 support for any bot, Gmail servers, proxies, etc. And it's decent. It's laid back. There's no judgment. There's all sorts of people in there, from just beginners to people who have been doing this for a while. All right, so what else do we have? That's going to be it for this week, but let's see what's up next week. Does it go that far, or does it stop? Yeah, it stops. It always stops. But let's see. Hmm. 26 sneakers. I'm really excited about the unions. I can't lie. I cannot lie. Those unions are going to be fire. Oh, these are releasing tomorrow on Nike. These, and then these two are releasing tomorrow on Nike as well. These aren't doing too bad. I think these are doing okay. Hold on, let's see. Plus, you're willing to drop knowledge. Very rare in this game. Well, that's one of the reasons why I started doing it. Because I knew how much I struggled to get to where I'm at. And even though I'm not a great botter, I do okay. I know what I'm doing. It's just implementing it and implementing it correctly. Yeah, I saw that. But to be honest with you, they're not worth it at SNK. Because look, $100 retail, $10, $12 taxes, and $25 shipping. So that completely wipes out any sizes under 9 where you're going to make any sort of profit at all. Union for Shopify botters are what slide foams for Yeezy. Yep. Exactly, Junior. Exactly. Now, the good thing is I can take something away from every drop, no matter how I do. No matter how I do, if I kill it, I can still take something away that I could do better, and vice versa. But yeah, I might go for these in and an 11, 11.5 tomorrow on Nike. These would be a decent flip. It's just scary because everything that drops bricks. And it takes months and months and months to come back up again. But yeah, those and the fluffy shoes are coming out tomorrow, along with the Polaroids. Then we have the Dunks on Nike on the 6th. These are going to brick too. I'm not even going to look those up. These are a 100% pass. And on everything. Pass. Even the only way I would do it is if you can get them under retail. These would do well. The same color scheme as the Unions. This is the same color scheme as the Union 2s. These will do well for sure. Yeah, double your money. Off-white Blazers only 140. Yeah, the lows that are, yeah, they're 140. They'll be a decent cook for sure. And to be honest with you, you'll make more money off of those than you will touching the zebras. Every day of the week, even when pairs come in hand, you'll be able to move those for more profit than the zebras 2 months from now. Because the zebras are no different from the belugas or the blue tints. They're no different. People love those just as much, if not more, and they still are not doing well. All the classics tank. It's just a new generation. They weren't around when these things were the move. So they don't get it. We've died off. The OGs, in a sense, the OGs have died off from being the majority like we used to be, and the new generation has taken over, and they're deciding what is popular and what is not. And you can tell by watching a classic like the playoff 12s, even the Miamis, the South Beach LeBrons, or, you know, I mean, they're all tanking. They're all nothing. Which is fine. I mean, at the end of the day, we controlled the market when we were kids, and now it's their turn. But I can't wait to put those on feet. Those are going to be dope. These will do well. As this is releasing on the 8th. The 8th is Friday. Okay. So Friday we have these. Gotta be hype on TikTok to go up immediately. TikTok is definitely the move for the new generation. Yeah, these are going to be a pass for me. I'm not touching these at all. Not even going to touch them at all. Now, is it just me, or I thought we were getting two colorways of these Unions? I thought we were getting a yellow and blue pair or something like that. And then this pair. So they're going to split it up like they did the Dunks? 1 and 1. One this month, one next month. Okay. But yeah, so we got these on the 8th. See, even this is saying the 8th. So where has it been confirmed that it's the 15th, other than on foot sites? Axel, my kid is 6. He'll be 7 this month. Or in July, sorry. Yeah, he's a great kid. He is a great kid. I won't have a second one because of how good this one is. To be honest with you, I want a girl, but I'm passing because of how well behaved my son is and was growing up, and I don't want to roll the dice. I don't want that problem child that everyone talks about when they have their second kid. So so these are releasing on the 12th. Some of the big sneaker YouTubers are saying the 8th. I mean, Keith Adams said the 8th too. But he also said he wouldn't be surprised if it was pushed back. So I guess we're just going to have to see. I guess we're just going to have to see. These are going to be a pass as well. They're coming out with so many dunks in so many different colorways. I mean, I would never think the Midases would go under 2. The Midases are a dope shoe. They're hard to wear, but they're a really nice, they're clean. They're a clean shoe. And when I got them in hand from Nike, my size was 117. I couldn't believe it. But now, so here's my thing. Here's my process, my thought process here. So could I get an opinion on this? So from these, you're telling me that they didn't cut this shoe somehow to make it more streamlined? Tell me that this is the same. I mean, it's not. It's different. 420 Intergalactic used on eBay 150. I'm aware. I don't know what that is. 420 Intergalactic. I'm gonna look that up. It's a shoe? Oh, it's a dunk. When the fuck did these come out? It depends on how worn it is. Oh, they're patent? Are they creased as shit? That patent leather is gonna crease bad, especially if it's already worn. They got a crease on the toe box. I mean, I personally wouldn't buy, no matter how good the deal is, to wear for personal if they're already creased on the toe box. I would buy to flip. Like if they were a really good deal, I'd buy for 150, turn around and put them back on eBay for 275, 300. But I wouldn't wear anything creased like that for personal. They would have to be uncreased for me. And that's just a personal preference. Have you gave much thought to acquire a couple more addies for Nike? So yes and no. So I just added 10 less than a month ago. And my issue is, well, I guess I really don't have an issue. I guess I could, but Cop with Kyle is on back order right now on his accounts, and I won't buy from anybody else. But I have gave some thought to getting 10 more accounts. And I have another address or two I think that I can implement. I think I'm going to do that when he restocks again. Oh, guys, and if you're in the Discord, and I'm going to ping later as well for the people who aren't there, please make sure you're watching your automation, your keywords, and you're updating them. And you're making sure that you're updating them daily And even if you don't get a message saying that they're being updated, check them anyways. That way you don't, because they update. We find there's new shoes that drop every day. People change keywords. I mean, there's things that change. You have to make sure you're on top of those. You have to think this is an automation process that's linked to your bank account. And there's 1,000 things a day that drop. You have to make sure that these are the most important things attached to your bot, because it can literally drain you. And if you get a website that doesn't do cancels, you're stuck. You're stuck with 50 pairs of disrupt dunks or something like that. Last few jobs I've lowered my account to ID ratio from 10 to 5. That's what I run. I run 5 to 1. My only issue is knowing how far to take my jigs. That's my issue. I'm worried that I'm wasting my time if I start doing crazy things like adding random letters or misspelling things and things like that. I start to worry that I'm wasting my time because it's just going to get filtered through. That's my issue. But I have to go through my accounts again because I have 7 addresses that I can use. But I only have 23 accounts. So I have to go through and see which ones I've only done 3 times, which ones I've only done 4 times, and kind of add them that way. Okay. But back to these. The Jordan 2 Amma are definitely a more bulkier shoe than the Union 2s. Because I don't like these at all. They are completely different to me. They don't look the same at all. They literally look like 2 different shoes. And then these are going to be a pass as well. So yeah, pretty decent week. We have about 4 or 5 decent releases that are coming this week. We will go over I'll keep my eyes out for unions this week. I don't know if they're going to change and they drop on the 8th or not. But if they do, thanks for the info yesterday. Absolutely. Anytime, bro. But if they do change, we'll do a domain release setup very quickly the day before. Really trying to cook zebras on Prism, at least a double up of my size. So with Prism, the key is Gmails. They do very, very well with inbot harvesters. However, what I've noticed is to play them fresh, meaning do not play YouTube on them beforehand. Maybe a couple minutes, but like where people tell you, oh yeah, I run inbot the day before for an hour or 2 and then the day of for about an hour. For some reason, it affects them negatively. I don't know why, but when I do a lot of YouTube on my inbots for Prism, they don't work as well. But if I plug them in and I just run them, they're fine. And I'll show you my Prism setup so you can get an idea of how many harvesters I open. But I keep my setups the same always. My setups never change. They're always the same. I keep them there and I just switch out the SKU. So I usually run about 100 to 200 ISPs. I run 200 leaf, 200 diamond, 200 slash, and 200 wolf. Those are oh guys, by the way, so wolf is going to be up and running. The discount code for wolf proxies will be up and running by zebras, so you'll have time to purchase resis from wolf by the time zebras hits. And then also we are live for diamond. That's Kicks, Kickz. I think it's 30%. And then Express One Click, we're also working with them as well to get something ready for you guys too by Zebras. So we got Proxy Evan Thomas 25, Diamond is Kicks, Wolf's is coming soon, and so on is Express Click. And then yes, this is one instance. This is one instance of Prism. I only run one instance. But I run about 1,000 tasks on Prism, and I open up 4 harvesters at a time, but I have 16 in the back. So I open up 4, but I have 12 as backup. So if I stop or I don't start passing within the first few minutes, I switch them out for other ones. Well, I don't know. Prism charges like for a whole nother bot, don't they? For a second instance, they're not like $20 like normal. I don't think. And then with Prism, you start tasks as soon as splash page goes up. So as soon as waiting room goes live, you start all your tasks and you just cross your fingers. And that's it. But Prism will cook for me when no other bot works. That's what's crazy. It can sense that I'm struggling and it'll start to check out. Like when Valor and Mech aren't working, Prism starts to work. Each harvester, yes, that's the key, is the Gmail proxy relationship. That's how you get past splash. But you don't need to solve anything. Correct. It's an invisible. It's a V3 score. Mech, you have 2 choices with Mech. With Mech, you can do both. You can start your tasks as soon as splash page goes live, so long as you, I'll tell you right now. So as long as you check here, let me just create tasks real quick. There we go. So as long as you click wait for sale, you can start tasks when it goes live. What was my buy-in on Prism? 5.3. I paid 5.3 for it. Josh, so because we're so close to Zebras, I would recommend purchasing Gmails that have proxies attached to them already. So like purchasing one clicks from companies that already have their proxy attached, because you don't have time to farm a blank Gmail or a naked Gmail up to a one click in 3 or 4 days. I mean, you may, but I wouldn't suggest it. Okay. Now, the problem is that with capture proxies, they're generally not as good as ISPs. So what you want to do, so then you need, so what do you mean do you need capture proxies? You already have them. Whatever proxies are in your captures now is the ones that you keep. Would I suggest Prism as a starter bot for the price? It depends on what you want to bot. It depends on where, I mean, to be honest with you, if that's your only budget, then yeah, Prism is a good bot for $400. But if you got enough for Mech, then I would definitely go Mech. This email right here, I use as one click. Which is better, random or choosing specific sizing for Shopify? So that depends on the website. Kith will load up sizes even if there's no stock. So they'll load up size 4 through 13, 4 through 14, even if they only have size 9 through 12. So that's and then your task will grab a pair that's not in stock and immediately sit on out of stock, even though people are checking out. So with them, what I'm going to start doing and what I stopped doing is I'm going to start going 7 through 13 on every Shopify site. That's going to be it. Unless it's a super hype drop, then that's different. I won't limit myself. But for majority of the drops moving forward, I'm running 7 through 13. Josh, yes, you need a capture, you need a proxy in the harvester. You can run 1, max 2 local, meaning a Gmail that you use on a daily basis. You can log into the bot with it and leave the proxy blank to run local, but it has to be on your local instance. It can't be on a server. But for your other Gmails, you need to farm them with an ISP. You need to buy a 25 or a 50 pack of Proxy Heaven, of Porter proxies, of XYZ, and you need to buy Gmails or make them, and you need to add the ISP to the Gmail and farm them every day. Every day, all day. Do I just put a Resi or ISP? ISP. ISP. So you mentioned a proxy attached to the Gmail for farming, but with Prism on the task, you can only pick the proxy list, not the individual proxy used for farming. It does make sense, but we're talking about two different things. You're talking about a harvester. You farm on AYCD, you don't farm on Prism. Let me see if I can't show you. Hold on. Because you guys are confused about the difference here, and I want to make sure you guys are good. Okay. So this is my AYCD, okay? This is where I have all my Gmails, and this is where I put all my proxies. So I buy every month, I have 652 ISPs. I take the ISPs and I attach them to a Gmail. So I have 233 Gmails right now, okay? I add the Gmail, I go to file, I add my account, I add the Gmail, the password, the recovery email, and then I go to proxies, I add my proxy, and then I link them together, okay? Right click, and you set your proxy. Now they can be ISPs. You don't want captcha proxies. Stay away from captcha proxies. Captcha proxies are generally banned on every website. That's why they sell them as captcha proxies. You can make more money off ISPs. So they only sell captcha proxies because they're banned everywhere and you can't use them. So they use those as a last ditch effort. Just leave them alone. Buy your ISPs for the month. The ones that you run in your tasks. Use those on your Gmails as long as they're good. And then you just start them and you farm them. Now, when it's drop time, so right now to set up, I'm going to take my Gmail and I'm going to take my proxy and I'm going to enter it into the harvester section of Prism. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to copy and paste the proxy into the harvester. Then I'm going to open up YouTube and I'm going to log in. And then that's it. Now that proxy, now that harvester has a Gmail and the proxy that it's been farming with for months and months and months. And then during the drop or right before the drop, I'm going to open up the harvesters, start my tasks, and then when YS requests V3, it's going to run through that harvester with that Gmail and proxy relationship. That's the thing. It's the relationship. How long have those two been married? How good are they? Do they fight? If they fight, then it's not going to be good. It's the quality of the relationship between your Gmail and your proxy that gets you past Splash. You get that? Okay. All right. If I'm doing 22 delay, but somebody else is running lower delay, would they check out faster than me? Yes and no. It depends on when they started their tasks. They could be half a second off from you in starting, right? And then when the site drops, you're a half a second before them. So it really, there's no telling at all on what it would be. In a sense, yes, if you look at it as we all started our tasks at the same time, I dropped the 2222, he dropped the 1500, he's going to pick up 0.7 of a second faster than you. But say he gets throttled, or say his proxy is a little bit slower than yours, you may still check out faster. Correct, CVids, exactly. So you will add your proxy, your single proxy that you used for farming on that Gmail. You never mix them. You never split them. You keep them together for as long as you can. How long do you think it takes to get one click on AYCD? It all depends on the Gmail and the proxy that you're using. I created 15 personal Gmails and they were one click in 3 days. I bought Gmails from companies and I've been farming them 2 weeks, and they're not 1-clicks yet. So it always depends. But guys, so Proxy Evan was in stock almost all weekend. So that's all I use. But they had ISPs all weekend, and they're restocking again today at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are in need of ISPs or aged Gmails, jump on them. What I do personally is I buy Gmails that have never seen an ISP or a proxy. I buy a Gmail like a 2008 or a 2014, and I put my own proxy on it, and I farm them up to 1-clicks. That's how I get all my Gmails. And if you look at my percentage, I just tested these yesterday, I have 172 1-clicks out of 233. So only 60 of them are not 1-clicks. You only want to test for 1-clicks once a week. It says once every 24 hours, but there's no reason to test it any more than that. No, Josh, I don't care what people say. I don't change passwords. If they get clipped, they get clipped. I'll buy new. I'm not going through changing passwords on 230 fucking Gmails. I'm not doing it. Farmed versus aged Gmails. It depends. Right now, you don't have enough time to get 1-clicks on aged. I would go farmed because zebras are right around the corner and you need them in 5 days. So you need quality Gmails in 5 days in order to hit on the zebras. I would buy farmed. Now, after that, I would buy aged because then I have time to farm my Gmails to 1-clicks. So I don't have to worry about the time constraint that I have. On the Gmails, do you want to add 2FA? No. Never. Ever. Could you imagine going through 233 double passwords, face recognition, phone codes? You right click, you do test reCAPTCHA, you click yes, and then you can choose which one you want to do. V3 score is something that is a waste of time. Don't do it. You could add a Gmail right away and get a 0.9. It's 1-click status. V2 checkbox is what you want. V2 checkbox is going to be what you want. Every 1-click is a 0.9. That's the only way you can definitively know for sure that the Gmail that you're using is a 0.9. Proxy Heaven generally does, but they do not have farmed. They're working with something new, so farmed is delayed until further notice. But you can go to Vanished, you can go to Express 1-click, you can go... you're going to see in your cook group, if you have a decent cook group, in the next couple days, you're going to see 50 or 100 different group buys with Gmail providers. And they all have 20, 30, 40% discounts. So you'll be able to get them for decent. And to be honest with you guys, just to shoot it straight, these are not going to be hard to hit. If you're botting for the zebras, they won't be hard to hit. There's going to be a lot of stock. I don't see protection being insane. If they do, it just doesn't make sense. If they do like SMS or all that crap again, it just doesn't make sense that they would do something like that. Can you cancel order on DSM eShop? I don't think so. I think you can try. You can always try. Depends on how far you're willing to push it, on whether or not you're willing to say that it was an order that was unauthorized. But yeah, AYCD is like $25 or $18. I have 2 instances. I run one local on my local network, and I have a second instance that I run on my server. So that way, if I need to split up my AYCD and run requests through both, I can do both at the same time. Cook group helps a lot. My group is 18 a month. Yeah, it always depends. And with the single proxy used for farming, it's in the proxy list for tasks, but you cannot set it for the task profile. Whoa, wait. With the single proxy used for farming, it's in the proxy list for task, but you cannot set it for the task profile that uses that email for the task. Correct. You're thinking way too much into it. You don't set tasks with specific proxies. Just select your list and don't worry about anything else. It doesn't have to link. So if I have kicksandbricks@gmail.com on one profile and then kicksandbricks@gmail.com that I'm farming with that proxy, they don't have to match. Just the only thing you need to know and the only thing you need to worry about is buy a pack of ISPs from a good company. Buy Gmails, farmed, aged, whatever, and link them. If they come with a proxy, keep the proxy until it expires. If the Gmail that you purchase comes with a proxy already, then keep it until it expires, unless it's complete garbage. But all in all, use your ISPs to farm and use them as task proxies too. You can do both. But don't worry about linking proxy tasks with all of that crap. Don't worry about that. Just keep the proxy and the Gmail together. That's it. That's it. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, we ran through what's dropping this week, did a little tutorial on AYCD. If we have unions this week, I will do a drop on the 7th. We'll do a release setup on the 7th to help out. Best bot to start with. What is SNB? You mean NSB? And what are you talking about? Nike, Shopify, YS? Do you have any suggestions to avoid hook declines on YS using MEC? So what I just did was I went into all my profiles and I changed out all the 3 letters in front of all my addresses. I redid the phone numbers, and I'm just going to hope for the best. Word on the street is a possibility on why we're getting that. You know, when you try to add it to cart on YS website manual, sometimes you get session expired. Someone's saying, well, it's been said that may be the issue, is that at checkout, right before it goes to checkout or while it's processing, your session expires, and that's what it is. But nobody really knows for sure. Oh, I just smoke blue. I have the blue, but I just smoke regular tobacco. I don't do the flavors. My wife does the flavors. I don't do flavors. But that's gonna be it. Oh, for Nike and sneakers, U Sneakers is the one that I use. Noise. U Sneakers, it's just like $150 for 6 months and like $50 or $30 a month after that, something like that. But that's the one that I use. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm still doing both. I've cut down a lot. I was up to almost 2 packs a day, but I cut down a lot on cigarettes. I'm down to like maybe 3 or 4 a day. I think with discount it's like $18 a month. All my Gmails I have to use are all 0.9s, like 6 of them. Here's the thing, Josh. Doesn't matter if they say 0.9, they very well may not be 0.9. It depends on the site that you're testing them on and the site load. How many people are actively testing their Gmails? There's not one specifically accurate site for testing V3 score. The only way to definitively know if you have a 0.9 is if you test for 1 clicks. All one clicks are 0.9, but all 0.9s are not one clicks. So that's like all jacuzzis are hot tubs, but not all hot tubs are jacuzzis. Does that make sense? Literally, I've been watching 3-hour YouTube videos on repeat for 2-3 days straight. No, bro, you got to get AYCD. You're gonna fuck up your Gmails. Yep, AYCD test for all that. Everything you need. Everything, one clicks. It tests for V2 invisible. It tests for V3 checkbox. It tests for V2 invisible. It farms. It does auto solving. It does profile tweaks. It does spoofing locations. You can open up 100 browsers manually on AMD, PlayStation, Finish Line, JD Sports, all of that. It's like 18 to 25 bucks a month, depending on if your cook group has a discount. Go to aycd.io, and that is what you need. The toolbox is what you'd buy. Smith, I've heard different things. I've heard it's a dice roll with XYZ. I got a friend that uses them, and he bought a whole subnet and they were no good. And then I got somebody else who uses them who says that he lives by them. Wonder if I could just pay someone to come set up a bot with proxies and everything to show me step by step. Well, I mean, that's what we do on our Discord is we start you from scratch if you need to be, and we kind of help you out with that. But as far as like, you have to learn. Me setting you up and doing all that is not going to help you. You got to learn. You got to get in the trenches. Yeah, Josh, you got to get a cook group. Guys, mandatory. I'm going to tell you that do not waste your time trying to do this without two things: proxies and a cook group. If you don't have either one of those, you're not going to do very well. You have to get a cook group, and it has to be a cook group that's worth it. I'm an AK, probably the best cook group I've ever been in or ever saw. It has more information than I would ever know what to do with. And they have amazing group eyes. Wrath, Mech, I mean, they have every company you can think of, they have group buys with. Edgar's and Notify, that's just as good as a cook group as AK. It's Notify is Botterboy Nova's cook group. He's insane, and their information is top notch, just like AK's is. No different. But I offer a Discord that helps people set up their bots, that helps people that don't know what they're doing, because most cook groups, the people won't help you like that. AK Notify, I'm sure that they will. I know AK has a separate chat where you can ask all the questions that you want, but it's still a little bit different than one-on-one support, which is what we provide. We can open up a ticket. We can go through everything with you. Rodney runs it as well, but he does a great job in there too. I did well when I bought it with Polaris without a cook group. Polaris hasn't done anything in what, 2 years? I haven't heard of Polaris in a very long time. I want to do better than I did, obviously, in 2022. We need a cook group. Yeah. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that you can't do well, right? But you have to do, I mean, you're not going to know about shock drops. You're not going to know about random things. You're not going to know about any of that. How are you supposed to get that information? As competitive as this industry is now, you will not survive without one. Trying to research this information and doing it yourself, it's not going to work. Think about how many sites randomly start dropping shoes now. Hardly anything is scheduled anymore. You go in and this guy's dropping ciders this day, the next day Undefeated's dropping Midas's, and nothing is scheduled. They're just dropping things. They're tired of bots checking out. They're tired of manual users complaining. So they're just randomly dropping shit all the time now. So without monitors, you're stuck. Okay, I appreciate that, Noise. The link is in the description. more than welcome whenever you're ready. Um, I always send a welcome message to all the new members, and we can chop it up and kind of figure out what direction you want to go. I have two as well. At one point, I had three. At one point, I had three cook groups. But I also was really stupid when I started, which is one of the reasons why I started doing what I'm doing now, is to prevent people from being stupid when they first start botting. I had a lot of money when I first started. A lot. I came off of a really good job, and I was dropping bans everywhere. Bans everywhere. We got, hold on, somebody just put up checkpoint. APB and Amma just put up checkpoint. 1 second, guys. I'm just. DSM, everybody. Everybody just put up checkpoint. I'm stuck in queue. That sucks. Yeah, my queue time is insane right now. Everything is dropping. Everything is dropping. They're dropping everything. And I'm stuck in queue. I didn't have time to pre-farm. But see, that's a perfect example of why cook groups are imperative. Because even though I was super late, I knew they were dropping everything: foam runner slides, concepts, fucking everything. DSM dropped slides. Amma no, social status dropped static. Social status dropped Onyx Kids. Dropped a bunch of crap. And of course I missed it. But it is what it is. Oh man. Are they still restocking or no? That's it, right? Yeah. That's it. Peep the Discord. Where you at, Rod? And went in and enabled 2FA on all my Gmails yesterday. I just said that. I just was talking about that too. No, I know. That's what I'm looking at. Oh, nice. Two of them checked out too on automation. That's dope. I had too much going on. I got to get with that guy on his Gmails. You joined? Perfect. I'll shout you out in a second and then we can go from there. Wow, everybody's hitting. Damn, I'm the only one that didn't hit. Exhibition just dropped too. These chocolate milk dunks. Very upsetting. I think what ended up happening is my instance on local was the only one that was on for automations, and they just when all five of them started at one time, they just froze. Everything froze. But our members hit, so that's all that matters, really. That's all I care about. Is our members hit. I'm still trying to solve here. This fucking sucks. But yeah, I think that our group is worth it just for the keywords alone for automation. To be honest with you. I mean, 3 people hit slides. That pays for the group for 6 months. And they used automation keywords. So all they had to do was solve. That was it. It was a done deal after that. So even if they don't get any information out of the group for the next 6 months, that one hit paid for the entire thing. That's it. Join for the keywords. That's all you need. That's all you need. At the end of the day, I mean, Rodney's a savage at the keywords. Rodney is a beast at the keywords. Now, obviously, you have to have some level of common sense and make sure that you go through them. What's profitable to Rodney or me may not be profitable to you. And people are human. Sometimes they miss things. So you have to make sure you double check everything, no matter what. Like we had minus cover in the original, and they were still popping up for undercover dunks, even though there was already keywords in there that were supposed to get those out. You just have to be careful. I'm so tired of solving already. Jesus. No, there's not. We have to solve all this shit manually. But to be honest, that's part of the fun. Like solving, you know what I mean? To me, at least, it is. Trying to solve as quick as you can so you can check out. I mean, it's just part of the excitement. But for right now, I think that's going to be it for today. See, I told you. You have to. I knew they were going to drop at some point. Just didn't know when. God, I want to hit these cider dunks so bad it's not even funny. Same, Edgar. But listen, at the end of the day, I mean, I've cooked on automation. Plenty I've cooked. Is Proxy Heaven affiliated with my Discord? So it is, I'm sponsored by Proxy Heaven. I'm sponsored by Proxy Heaven. Right now we're trying to work on group buys and all of that, but I'm just too small. It has to be a decent business decision for the company in order to allocate stock for my members. You know, if they're looking at it and they're saying, well, if I did a group buy with this Discord who has 500 people, I'll get 100 orders. But if I hold back stock for this Discord who only has 50 people, I'm only going to get 10 orders, which is the better decision financially. I'm going to lose every time. However, I know Nemi very well. Well, not very well, but I know him. And I think that once I establish a foundation and I have a decent amount of members, that he'll take a chance on me and run a couple group buys with me. Which is great. Because once things get jumping, Proxy Heaven, you have to bot their website to get their proxies. You have to bot it. You'll never check out manually. I mean, either that or you'll lose your discount code because you have to use Apple Pay to check out, because you have to check out as fast as you can. But is there any more questions? Anything that is imperative? What shoes am I trying to cop now? They restock slides, foam runners, exhibition drip, just dropped cider dunks again. I'm just running for whatever's popping up, to be honest with you. Hey bro, to get to bot sneakers, you need to buy these proxies, but to get those, you gotta bot them too. Exactly. Exactly. But then you catch a break. Like this weekend, Proxy Heaven was in stock all weekend. Then I was telling everybody who would listen, bro, I'm telling you now, grab them if you want them, because they're not going to be, once we have Zebras, foam runner slides coming up, you're done. You're not going to get anything. Consistent Heaven ISP is good. I copped them last drop. I wasn't sure if it's as good as the Heaven plan. Consistent is more geared towards retail and YS. They don't work on foot sites. They are good. What up, Soul? They're good for YS and they're good for retail. Amazon, Walmart. Try to figure out how to create proxies on AWS and make my own Gmails to tie them to. That is out of my wheelhouse. Prism the monitors that only used when something pings. Just automate. You can use the monitor to quick task, mass link change. You can use it for anything. Same as Mac monitors. But like for instance, when Kith restocks on Thursday, yeah, Prism has an in-bot monitor now. I'll show it to you. Hold on. And you can filter it by site. So when Kith runs on Thursdays, you just choose Kith, and then everything that Kith drops will be there. And you can just make this a little bit bigger, like this. This is your quick task, and this is your mask link change. So you can run 7 slides. I don't doubt that. Prism is definitely a one-off. It shows items when it drops. Yeah, it shows the item as it drops. Like, compare the time to the monitor. When was the last time Kith dropped undercover? No, if you're seeing it blank, then you're not keeping it up long enough. I mean, mine is always, something's always there. Something's always there. You click this monitor button at the top, right here. If Prism got its Shopify module up to par, it would be unstoppable. It's the only thing holding it back. And people weren't too happy with them creating a different bot for retail either. That refractor thing that they did, where they charged everybody another couple $100 to get it. No, Josh, I didn't hit slides. That's somebody else. This checkout monitor is everyone that uses Prism, not just me. And then the monitor is linked to your Zephyr monitors. It's not linked to it, but this is the same thing. It's the same thing. This monitor picks up sometimes when Shopify monitors don't. But, yep. That's the scary part. When every bot starts to have in-bot, when every bot starts to make automations, and then you have to start worrying, we can't donate to your channel. I appreciate what you do. No, brother, at the end of the day, I do this. This portion is free. I have a Discord. It's $10 a month. I can't, the donations don't start till I hit 1,000 subscribers. But I won't be that guy anyways. I was watching somebody not too long ago, and they did bad. They went live. They did bad on a drop, and then they asked their members for. They said, I don't feel like being live anymore. I'm gonna stop unless somebody wants to donate. And I felt like that was like so cringe to me. It was like the worst. I don't know how people can do that. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. He did really bad on a drop, and he's like, well, any donations out there for me? Or I'm just gonna log off. And I was like, wow, dude, that's crazy. Who does that? Like, I don't do this for money. I mean, I'm going to make money doing it, of course. I have to turn this into a business to feed my family, but that's not the sole purpose. You know what I mean? That's not what drives this. There's a big difference between making money doing what you love and doing something just for money. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. Like, watching my success channel, these people have never hit or hardly ever hit, start hitting. That's the reason I do this. That's the reason I want to do this, is because when I first started, that wasn't me. I spent like $6,000 or $7,000 before I got my first checkout. No, I'm a liar. I hit on NSB a pair of Legend 11 lows, but that was it. That was it. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. I got to grab some food. I will be live tomorrow. A man that works for passion makes more money. I agree 100%. 100%. I watch, obviously, I keep count on my members to see who's joining, who's not. But that's just so I can follow up with them, make sure that they're where they need to be. But I don't like sit, oh my God, I got 200, 300, 201 subscribers. Or I got 202 subscribers. Oh, I just need this many more. Like, when it gets there, it'll get there. And when the money comes in, the money will come in. And then that's it. And then that's it. I've done it for a year, but realistically, it would be like 3 months. I've never checked out on a bot, only raffles and manuals. Checked out on a bot. Yeah, but we gotta work on that, bow tie. We gotta figure out what's going wrong. You're doing something wrong. Shop automation stream. So LeBron, I can set up automations, but not with keywords. You have to get those on your own. The keywords stay in the Discord. I don't pass out keywords. So I don't mind showing you a setup for automations, but it'll be blank. I'll just show you how to set it up basically. That's going to be it. But yeah, I don't mind doing that. We can do that tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow, the only site that's going to be dropping is sneakers. I'll go live at 9:15 and I'll set up an automation for you. And then we'll go for sneakers. Yeah, it was me for sure. At most, I'd have like 2 sets of different proxies. My RAS sub just ended. I'm back to manualing. Well, Bowtie, when you're ready, let me know. We'll figure out a bot for you to rent. We'll get you set up the right way, and we'll go from there. All right. I'm out. I just joined Discord yesterday. Hit with automations for the first time this morning. There you go. There is living proof that it works. So your Discords, it's just for botting. I'm interested. It is. So we do manual tips as well. I mean, if you're joining and you're like, listen, I don't have a bot, I'm going to go manual, then I'll do whatever it takes to help you out manual. The only thing is, Shopify is definitely not going to be your thing. Like regular Shopify drops, like Kith, Undefeated, because those all have large queues at drop time. Queues that we can bypass. Shop Nice, Checkpoint. Now let's save. Hold on. Let's see. Shop Nice is Checkpoint is up. Let's see if they drop anything worthwhile. Sometimes they do. They just dropped Marina Lows. I don't think it's worth it though to get them from Shop Nice if that's all they're dropping right now too. You've been figuring out manually. Oh, you mean bypassing queue? I get what you're saying. Putting an item in your cart, going through queue, and then taking the item out. That'll work. The only problem with Shop is that it's just so quick. It sells out so insanely fast. That's not even fair. That's the only issue. So what do we have? Shop Nice. Yep, Shop Nice checkpoint. They may drop something decent. I know that they could drop knit runners. They could drop the blueprint Air Maxes, Rebellionaires. Isaac, what up, my guy? What up, my guy? If you're interested in one pair at a time, Lightning ATC has autofilling queue session support for like $60. There you go. If I was a manual guy, I'd bet on Lightning. I know Lightning works for like domain drops and things like that. I know Lightning cooks. And doesn't it have a setting to where when you click the shoe, it'll take care of everything else? Like all you have to do is click the shoe, it'll automatically add it to cart and go to checkout and checkout all for you. Like you don't have to do anything. Isn't that part of it? What you running on Atmos and SNK? Atmos, I'm running restocks for the Starfish, and SNK just put up checkpoint. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to drop anything. Auto carts, auto pays, but carting not on all sites. Okay. So usually when SNK puts up checkpoint and doesn't drop right away, there's going to be a decent restock. Normally, that's how they do it. So I'm going to go ahead and also run on my other instance too, just in case they decide to drop something nice. Because the automations for SNK and SP, they really only work if they drop right away. Because by the time they do drop, once automations start, I'll be stuck in queue. And everybody else will already be pre-farmed, and all they have to do is mass link change, and then that's it. I'm getting really good captures today. Surprisingly good captures. What placeholder keywords do you run? Just that. Placeholder. That's all I put. Place, comma, holder. They dropped Georgetown's, did they? Where? Damn, that sucks. I'm over here solving. I didn't even notice. Wait, where? The monitors didn't even pick it up. Why didn't the monitors pick it up? Have you used catch-all on creating? No, I don't create my own accounts, and I never use catch-alls for anything. For some reason, I just don't think they're good. I mean, they may work for some things, but for very specific things, like Nike, who is extremely strict and will filter out. The thing with Nike is they'll filter out every entry you ever make, and you'll never know. And that scares me because I don't want to waste my time doing shit when I could spend it doing something else. So I only use Gmails for that kind of stuff. YS, Jesus Christ. YS and what the fuck is going on? YS and Nike, I only use Gmails. That's it. But I always make sure slowly dropping Georgetown's. I don't know. I guess so. I didn't catch it on the monitor. Inbot or my Shopify monitor, I didn't catch it on. Mech hit 3. Where? Where are they dropping? That doesn't even make sense. The monitors have been finicky too. The past couple days, they haven't been picking up everything. Wait, yeah, you ain't lying. They sure did. Wrath hit 1 too. I gotta figure out why my monitors are all messed up now. Or I guess I could rename this, right? So this is monitor 1. This is garbage. Georgetown's. But no monitor is picking them up. All right, it looks like we're gonna be done for the day. I'm gonna go eat, maybe take a nap or something. But guys, I will be back tomorrow at 9:15 in the morning. There was a gentleman in here that wanted to run through automations. If he's here, I'll do that. If not, we can do something else. And we'll go for the Polaroid SB Dunks. SNK is Shop Nice Kicks. I'm just happy I hit George on Sneaker App. Yeah, not something I would have kept for myself, but meh. All right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for stopping by. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, turn on post notifications. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9:15. If you need more help botting and you do not have the resources on your current cook group and you cannot get the information you need, I highly suggest joining the Discord. There is no judging. There's plenty of information, and I will do anything I can to get you where you want to be. It is $10 a month, and the link is in the description. You guys have a great Monday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.